Hey SkyKids, welcome back. We're so excited that you can join us online today. If you guys remember, last week we started a brand new series called Let's Science, where we'll be joining January over the next few weeks and look at some crazy experience that she's doing and how we can learn to be godly friends. Today's point is that godly friends put others first. So we're going to have some worship together, a fun story, and at the end there's going to be a memory verse and some questions you can chat about with your family at home. So why don't you get ready? Let's stand and let's worship together.
Waking up knowing there's a reason. All my dreams come alive. Life is for living. With you, I've made my decision. You lift me up, fill my eyes with wonder. Forever young in your love, this freedom's untainted. With you, no moment is wasted. Sun now bursting through the clouds, black and white, turn to color all around. All is new in the Savior I have found. This is living now. This is living now. You're right beside me. In your love, I'm complete. There's nothing like living with you. This life you created, I choose. See the sun now bursting through the clouds, black and white, turn to color all around. All is new in the Savior I have found. This is living now. Living now. You take me higher than I've been before. It's your perfect love sees me soar. God, your freedom is an open door. You are everything, one and more. This is living now.
Hey there, my name is January and welcome to my science show. On this show, we're going to learn about all sorts of things. We'll do some crazy experiments together, like maybe one day we'll test the laws of gravity, or possibly even learn about photosynthesis. But for the next couple of weeks through this series, all of our experiments will help us to understand what being the church is all about and what it means for us. Whatever it is, it's going to be really fun. Now, do you guys want to hear a joke? Because I've got another good one. How do trees get on the internet? Anybody? They log in. That's a good joke right there. Now, today, I've got my very first question in the mail from one of our viewers. I was so excited about getting it. Let's read it together. It says, "Hi, January. My name is Alina, and I'm from New Jersey. I love watching your show. I have a question, and I'm hoping you can help. What does it mean to be devoted? And how can I become a devoted friend?" Now, Alina, that's a really good question. I know that devotion is a big deal, and that's what part of being the church is about. But devotion is kind of hard to explain, but I'll try. Maybe I can find the formula on how to be a devoted friend in this science book. We have 3 cups of flour, 3 cups of water, 3 tablespoons of oil, 2 cups of salt? Wait, this isn't the formula for how to be devoted. This is a recipe on how to make homemade Play-Doh. That's not right. Maybe let's look somewhere else for the formula. I know what to do. Let's tune in live to my friend Penelope Parsons on the Weather Woman Show.
Hello there, folks, and welcome to the WCC, the Weather Channel. I'm your host, Penelope Parsons. Today, we'll be looking at, you guessed it, the weather. Over here to the north, you can see a strong storm rolling in, but, I think we have some breaking news. Let's go to January to check it out.
Hey, Penelope, can you hear me?
Yes, January, what can I do for you? Do you have a formula to stop this incoming storm?
Actually, no. That's not why I'm calling, though. I was actually hoping to find a formula for myself, and I figured I would call you because you're a great friend.
Well, thank you, January. I'm not a scientist, but I'll give it a try. What's your question?
What do you think it means to be devoted? How can you become a devoted friend?
Well, I think I have the answer to your question. Let me put it in terms of weather, because after all, I am a weather person. So, you know how there's fair weather and there's good weather, but then also bad weather?
Yeah. Where are you going with this, Penelope?
So you see, you have fair weather friends that are only there for you when it's to their benefit or they need something. And then you have the devoted friends that are like good, warm sunshine. And that's about all I've got.
I feel like you're close, but I still don't quite get it.
Actually, January, I don't think I have the actual answer. So sorry that I couldn't help you with your formula. But if you need any weather advice or tips, I'm your gal.
I'm so sorry, friend. We've got to be getting close to finding the formula. You know, there is one place we have not tried looking yet. We haven't checked the Bible. Maybe that's a good idea. What do you think? Should we read our Bible to find the answers we need?
There once was a woman named Naomi who lived in Bethlehem in the land of Judah with her husband and 2 sons. They were all a part of God's special people, the Israelites. Yet something bad happened to their land. There was a time when rain stopped coming and all of the crops stopped growing and withered away. Naomi and her family were without any food, so they decided to move to another country named Moab. As time passed, Naomi's 2 sons married girls from Moab, Orpah and Ruth. They weren't married for long when another bad thing happened. The men in Naomi's family died, and the women were left without husbands. Now that the famine in Judah was over and the crops could grow again, Naomi wanted to go back home to Bethlehem. Both of her 2 daughters-in-law wanted to go with her. They packed their things and started the long journey with her. But Naomi knew it would be hard for Orpah and Ruth to live in a different country. She loved them so much, and she told them to go back to Moab and live with their families and friends. Maybe they would have a better chance of finding new husbands in their homeland. Naomi just wanted them to be happy. Orpah decided to go back to her family. She was very sad to leave Naomi. But Ruth, on the other hand, was determined. Instead of going back to her family, which would have been expected, she decided to go on with Naomi. And Ruth said, "Don't ask me to leave you. Wherever you go, I will go. Wherever you live, I will live. Your people will be my people, and your God will be my God." Ruth was so devoted to her mother-in-law that she placed Naomi's needs above her own. She wanted to stay with her husband's mother no matter what. Through love and kindness, Ruth would not give up on Naomi. So they both returned to Bethlehem. They were both poor and without a family, but they trusted that God would provide for them. And He would. God had a plan for Ruth and guided her along the way. Back then, it was hard for women to find a job, and they usually had to be taken care of by their husband or their dad. It's hard to imagine now, but it must have been so hard for them not knowing how to survive and where to get food. But the Lord provided Ruth with a job working in the fields, and Ruth never gave up. Ruth followed her heart, and in doing so, God rewarded her faithfulness. She ultimately married a godly man named Boaz, and Ruth's son would carry out God's plan to bring Jesus to this earth.
I figured it out. I've got the solution now. I know what it means to be devoted. Our Bible story helped me figure it out. Man, I should really look into God's word first when I need to find an answer to something. Naomi thought that it would be easier for Ruth to live a better life and make a new family if she sent her back to her old home and her own people without her. But Ruth refused to leave Naomi's side in her times of trouble. That's why our main point today is good friends put others first. Now, Ruth took a huge risk when she decided that she would not leave Naomi's side. To be devoted means to be there for someone through the good and the bad. When you're a devoted person, you place their needs above your own. When we were devoted to someone or something, it means we've decided in our hearts to never give up on them and trust in God's faithfulness no matter how hard it gets. Just like how Jesus never gives up on us. Jesus came down to earth as a baby in a manger, lived the perfect life, and was completely without sin. He healed, gave, and changed the entire world by His presence. But He was not celebrated by everyone. He was often rejected, and some people questioned if He was really the Son of God. But this didn't make Jesus change His mind about all people. Jesus risked His life and ultimately gave it up when He died on the cross so that all people's sins could be forgiven and so we could spend forever with Him in heaven. What a great God He is. And do you know what I think is the coolest part about this story? Based on Naomi and Ruth's situation, they were destined to be poor and separated from their family, but God still used them. Ruth was devoted to Naomi no matter what would happen, and God blessed her love and commitment. Not only did she find a wonderful husband to marry, but she no longer had to fear the future of her and her mother-in-law. She was once a foreigner, but she found her home. Now, Ruth's great-grandson was King David, and many years later, Jesus, our Savior, was born into Ruth's family line. Not only did God bless her with a family again, but He made her a part of His very own family. Just like Ruth, when we accept Jesus in our hearts, we get to be a part of His family. And if you've never asked Jesus into your heart before, today is the perfect day to do that. Asking Jesus into my heart and becoming part of His family was the best decision I've ever made and forever changed my life. If you're ready to make that decision for the first time, we have a leader coming to the stage who can pray with you so you too can be a part of God's family. Being the church means that I'm a part of a forever family. How cool is that? I had so much fun learning with you today. Let's science again soon.
Hey kids, it is now time for the memory verse. So the first time, I'm going to say it all by myself, and you guys are just going to listen and watch. And then the second time, we are going to do it all together. Are you guys ready to hear it? Okay, let's go. But seek first His kingdom and His righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well. Matthew 6, verse 33. Okay, are you guys ready to do it together? Let's stand up and do the actions. But seek first his kingdom and his righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well. Matthew 6, verse 33. Good job, guys. That was so much fun doing the memory verse with you. So keep learning it at home, and we'll do it again next week.